Well, people, I've been slipping on my videos. So I'm outside, brought my son out here to the park with his little friend, with his friend and everything. And I was like, while I'm sitting here, let me do the second chapter to How to Win Friends and Influence. So while they're playing, I still like to get my study on and my research. So after I do this chapter, oh my goodness, this chapter 2 with you all, I have to do chapter 3 in this book. We're still on it, guys. Those who are following me. So the second chapter is called The Big Secret of Dealing with People. So I take notes. So, I got my notes here because, that's what I do. It says the big secret of dealing with people. The only way to get others to do anything is by making the person want to do it, which to me it makes sense because you can't force nobody to do anything. Of course, you can get people to do things out of fear, but they do it so much easier when it is an appreciation / they want to do it type of feel. It says 2 motives of people are, people chiming in. The 2 urges of people are the sex urge and the desire to be important or the desire to be great. All humans, all people have a desire to feel important, be great, want to be appreciated. Some people actually go insane, right? Because they don't get what they want in reality or the real world because people don't respect them or appreciate them. So they create this place in their mind where they gain their appreciation. Kind of like a fairy tale world since the world don't respect them. Anywho, the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. And the key word to that is craving, right? So this is one of the main things that when dealing with people that people have to take into account. Everybody craves to be appreciated. Even, me, myself. A lot of people don't get that, love that they want, and then they, become sex addicts, or there's something that they become addicted to because they wasn't, appreciated. They drown themselves. That's how some people become alcoholics. Some become drug addicts. Some become, always in the gym. It's just something. You can get addicted to anything, So that is the deepest principle, is to remember that everybody wants to be appreciated. I know for me, once I started realizing that I can gain more, friends, whatever, influencing people or getting people to do as I will. I learned I could do that by my charm. I call it my charm, but it's simply by appreciating people. I let people know that they are kings, they are queens. It doesn't matter who you are. At the end of the day, I appreciate you for being you. I appreciate you good. I appreciate you bad. I appreciate it because I have never been in the best of places. Everything is constant work, constant elevation. So it says, by showing and giving appreciation to others, honestly, satisfies the heart's hunger and will have people at your aid. Honestly is the key word, because some people is be like, I appreciate you, but it's manipulation versus honestly respecting. So people can tell if you are honestly appreciating them or if you are being fake. People can tell. Energies travel. People need to understand energies. That's a lot of, understanding the next human. A lot of people is running around here being selfish, only thinking about them. Like, even if, for example, you're a boss at a job or whatever it may be, you can get your coworkers or employees to do as needed, more so, instead of saying, these are the rules, this is what you need to do, blah, 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 being all up on their case. Less criticism, more appreciation. So if you was to be like, I see you didn't, actually get, instead of pointing out the obvious of them not getting something right, you point out things that they did get them right. Give them something to, let them know that you appreciate them, and they'll want to do better because they know that you see them. And because you see them, that's going to make them drive and desire to do better than what they did the last time. And then over time, it'll get stronger and stronger and stronger as far as, influences and appreciating people. Hold on, guys. What's going on, guys? I'm over here making me a video. What are y'all doing? Say hey, everybody. They wanted to come. And we're throwing rocks. I had to get them to use their energy up, Kids, especially boys. Let them run it out, honey. Run it out. So the next thing is the desire for a feeling of importance is one of the chief distinguishes differences between mankind and animals. Mankind and animals are relatively similar. Animals are very smart. But the difference is, the animals don't look for an appreciation, They do what they do off of animalistic instinct. People need or search for that craving for appreciation to where they want to be, again, wanted, loved, appreciated, respected. And because of that, it throws off our emotional balance. We do things off emotional responses, impulses, things like that. To keep somebody in a sane place and to keep them in a loving space, that is how you are better able to, win people over, so to say. And some might say, to me, I feel like it's a type of manipulation, but there's good and bad in anything. There's good vibrations in anything, even when it comes to selfishness. Negatively, it could be selfish. Positively, it would be self-love. Yeah, you can take them off. Negatively, it could be selfish. Positively, it could be self-love. Same thing with manipulation. You can manipulate somebody negatively, or you can manipulate somebody to do better and what's best for not only them, but also, in your own favor or for the purpose of a group or the whole squad. All of that is beneficial to know. People be getting sidetracked thinking that manipulation and stuff like that is a negative connotation to it, but it's in the eye of the beholder and your perception and how you see it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative thing. It's all about your intentions behind it. I said earlier that some people go insane in order to find the feeling of importance that the world and reality has denied them, which is true. I know this one person who was looking for a certain type of appreciation so much to where they started getting into their own illusions or delusions. They made themselves go crazy to the point where they had, their mom or whatever waiting on them hand and foot. They was taking meds, was on meds and all this other stuff, when in actuality it's all in the mind. People be claiming these different illnesses, and the only reason why I know there's a lot of people who claim illnesses, but they claim them just to get attention, just to get people to be like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, and all this other stuff, that type of, craving that I was talking about earlier. I feel like by people loving more, thinking outside of themselves and understanding somebody else, you have to, first of all, self-love yourself. Because I feel like the more you love yourself, the more you appreciate yourself, you are better able to see somebody else and appreciate the other person. Because you know that you aren't perfect. Because you aren't perfect, you can't expect the next person to be perfect. And everybody don't think like you. Everybody don't move like you, and vice versa towards the other person. So because of that, appreciate that person as who they are. Like, for instance, I can't get mad at a snake for being a snake. That's just dumb. You can't be mad at that. You can't get mad with somebody when everybody is raised differently. They might have been raised in a place where, it was a little harsher from your reality. So they learn or they deal with things in a different fraction. Therefore, we have to step outside of our own egos and pride and be like, you know what? I can understand. I can understand where you're coming from. I get it. I appreciate you. Less criticism, people. That is the main thing. Less criticism. The less you criticize, the more you gain. And I've noticed that with my own, trials and errors with people and relationships, things like that. Criticism kills the ambition of a person, which I've already talked about, which should be common sense. Because if you actually think about yourself, you don't like it yourself by being criticized or people criticizing you. It makes you feel low, or it doesn't give you that drive or ambition to move forward or do what needs to happen. People get into that sunken place. So, criticism kills ambition. Therefore, appreciation adds more to that drive of somebody. Always keep that in mind. To gain better relationships with others, sincere appreciations are a key to gaining loving hearts. Instead of mentioning the negatives in someone, give more positive feedback, via it be your children, spouse, family, co-worker, or friends. It's best to be positive than negative in any light. Remember that. Nourishment for self-esteem is extremely important, which is why people crave that positive appreciation, because that is nourishment to the heart, nourishment to the mind, nourishment to the spirit, and it picks people up. A lot of reason why the world is in constant chaos is because people is constantly putting each other down versus respecting that other person and loving that person for who they are. You can't give nourishment of the body without feeding nourishment to the mind and heart. Flattery does more harm than good. Therefore, sincere appreciation is valued. Flattery is counterfeit. Flattery and actually appreciating somebody is two different things. Flattery is a false sense of appreciation, where true appreciation is, again, what brings in that love factor. Give honest and sincere appreciation is the principle too. The first principle, if y'all are keeping up from the first chapter, was don't criticize, condemn, or complain. And this principle again the second one is give honest and sincere appreciation. I feel like this book, again, the book I'm talking about is How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book, as well as The Master Key to Riches, all has to do with positivity. Giving somebody that respect and that love that you want, and you giving it back out to them. If you're doing this on a constant basis, everything flows the way you want it. Law of attraction, when it comes to meeting people, dealing with people, loving people, getting past the hate, less hate with people, causes a much better fluid motion of togetherness, unity, lifting each other up. So with that being said, that is the second chapter to How to Influence People and Win Friends. And I hope y'all take heed to what is being said. Love y'all. Love a stay. I actually got that from this friend, a friend of mine. He was like, everybody says namaste, but he says love a stay because he is respecting the love in others as well as in himself. It's all being one and the same. So, love a stay, everybody. Peace. Wish y'all the best. And I will be doing chapter 3 of The Master Key to Riches sometime this week. So, y'all stay tuned. Peace.